I just want to welcome everybody back to Charm by B-Elite. And thank you for continuing to follow the My Dope Friend series. Tonight, we have the fabulous Miss Kelly of Wristwerk. Yeah. And so, as you can see, you guys, my friend is very busy. So I am honored that she was able to take a few minutes out of her day so that she can do this interview. I promise I won't hold you long, friend. But we
Anything for
gotta
Miss
let the
D.
world know about how dope my friend is. So we gonna So we're gonna dive right in. I always start because I feel like I have to prove to the world that these are truly my friends and not just random people I have pretending to be my friend. So how do we know each other?
Well, first of all, we went to high school together. I came out a year before you. Um, and besides the Shaw stuff, Shaw High, right? Besides the Shaw stuff, when you first started Charm by BLE, you started a charm school, a modeling school for young girls to help empower. So before the pageants, before everything, it was like the pre-gamer to get ready for, right? Let's see, because you can have a pageant, but if you had kids that were not understanding of the life of modeling, how do you present yourself, how you should walk. So that course my daughter entered, and how was she? She turned 20 on Monday. So it's been well, it probably was about 10 years ago then. Maybe
yeah, somewhere around there. Chanel was
right, because
younger.
Because talking before then, and that's why when you came up with it, I was like, that'd be perfect, because she had multiple surgeries. She's very shy. She have a walking ability. I don't say disability, but
right.
So I just needed her to be able to come out of her shell and tap into her fabulousness, you know,
yes.
And own her own. You know, despite of how somebody else owns theirs, you can't own theirs. You can only own your own. So to have her come into charm school was the perfect thing to help her crack out her shell and explore who she could really be. Because I mean, she's still little, you know, younger, but that's the time where you're thinking about your self-esteem more and your peer relations. It's not at 13, it's at 9, 10, 11 when it's really, really strong.
Right.
Society has changed now. So having you have that was really, really helpful and beneficial for her. And then it moved on. And when you got the pageants for the young ladies, you know, I had to get her in that. And how many did she do? 2, 3? So yeah. So we go way back.
Well, that's what's up. Yes. So I just thank you for that. I mean, the friendship was already there, you know what I mean? Right. But just to have the support in both ways, because, you know, I'm rocking on my wristwork from over the years.
Properly, look, I got on 3 little bracelets and she is stacked to the gods, okay?
I had to show off. This is my work from over the years.
Yes.
It's fine. It's time for me to re-up and get me some more work. But before we do that, we're going to jump right into this here interview, because I have to let everybody know about the work and how they can get it and all that good stuff. But before we get into that, tell me, how did you get into wristwork? What made you want to start jewelry design?
By trade, I'm a social worker, and it is a very difficult job that sometimes is hard to shake off once you get home. At that time, I was a single mom, and I started realizing when I got home from work, I didn't want to interact with my daughter. Like, I just needed, like, okay, I need my wind down time. but it just needed to be like all night long, you know. And then I was very cognizant of, I didn't want to come home and have wine because this job's so stressful. I would be doing it all day, right?
Yeah.
I needed, not saying I didn't have wine, but I didn't want to use that as a coping skill.
Okay.
So I always love arts and crafts, painting, different things, just anything that you can make something beautiful. I want to be a part of it. It's sort of like doing therapy. Like you want somebody in the shell and they come out and blossom like a flower. It's beautiful. I love that. So I would do arts and crafts with a friend, and I used to make lanyards for the badges for work, like beads and sparkle things. And one day a friend asked, you know, you're doing that, you can make a bracelet. I'm like, well, I'm making this, you know, we doing the arts and crafts. And I was selling them at work because I work at an agency, so everybody wear badges.
Right.
And I go and work in contracts with hospitals, so I'm selling them there. And once I started, made her bracelet once, and it was really pretty. I was like, oh, yeah, that's nice. And then I had somebody like, oh, well, I want a bracelet too. And I realized it took less time than making lanyards.
Oh, wow.
And yes, way less time. And I can be a little more creative with it. So it came about in 2013, the summer 2013. And it was really weird because I just got finished with my master's degree. And I've always been a goal-oriented person, like set goals. And being a therapist was like my long-term goal. So afterwards, I was like, what am I gonna do with my life?
Oh, wow.
I've always had like school or something I was working to, some licensures, some certificates or something. And I was like, what am I gonna do? Like I've reached like my long-term goal. So in these 7 years, it has kind of intertwined with my social work a little bit. By giving people an outlet expression to wear their feelings or their art on their wrist. I say wrist work, but it's like artwork for your wrist.
I was going to ask you
express
that.
their art.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about the name. How did the name come about? WERK, W-E-R-K versus WERK, W-O-R-K.
That's a good question. Probably because I wanted to be different and stand aside. I like ease. And when you hear work, you think work, but that's not. And
that's what
E
means.
When you do that, and when you do that, you hear the little ching ching. So it just came out, and I want to say it came really quick for me making bracelets to coming up with a name. And I think within the time, maybe like 2 or 3 months. Because at first I was like Kelly's, because I have cards, so I can still remember Kelly's Custom Creations, and that's what it started off as.
Okay.
But that was really like very generic, very mom and pop. It's something that's already, you know what I'm saying? Already, I wanted something that can stand alone, like by itself, and then treat and kind of invoke some type of, what they talking about? What is that? So wristwork, what is that? So,
and you know, that's exactly what it does, because it's almost like you've made a whole movement out of this whole thing. It's like, did you get your work? You know what I mean? And that too many people be like, work? What you mean? You know?
Okay.
So did you get your work? I love it. I think it's very fitting of you and, you know, your personality and everything, because like you said, the whole thing, this is all Kelly, y'all. This is all Kelly.
And another thing too with the work, and I know this sound bad, but I grew, you know, my heyday was in the 90s. And when you thought of work, you was thinking of selling drugs. So I kind of use a lot of that dope selling vernacular because you get that work, like how you need it. You need to get that fix, you need to get your work, pushing work, all those type of soliloquies I use just to, what's she talking about? My husband like, you act like you slanging work. Yes, I am. So
and it's funny because the 90s kids get it, and that might be why I'm just so into it. Like, that's what's up. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody calling you like, hey Kelly, can you make me a bracelet? No, they like, can I get that work? I need to stop by and pick up some work.
Because I had people, it was so crazy when my old agency, I had an office, and they would come in my office and we would shut the door and like usher around my desk, and I'll pull it out, and then I was like, you an addict. So it just kept on building from that. It was like, I even have t-shirts that say Wristwerk Addict on it.
Oh, I'm gonna need one.
I have people who says that I'm a Wristwerk addict, and they tag it when they post this stuff. I have some real diehard. I love y'all.
Yes, it's easy to do though. It's easy to do. And if you don't mind, like, I was going through my whole memory of how I got to what I got to, and like this, you probably can't see them, but I have my pageant bracelets here that have like my camera and my crowns on there, which I love because it talks about, I mean, it shows you photo shoot, model, Instagram, all that good stuff on here. The crown and everything, I thought it was beautiful. This one, I just love the charm that was on it. It was something that you had. This caught my eye, and so I bought the set of that one. This one with the key, I don't know if y'all can see that. It has a key.
Okay.
To me, that was just like opening the keys to success for me. That's when I was really focused on becoming an entrepreneur, and so I loved it. Of course, I got my Sigma Gamma Rho. Today is our Founders Day. Happy. There we go. But I got my Sigma working here. I got some other ones that's just really blingy. With all the bling on it. And then just the other ones, I can't say that they really stand for anything specific. Just when you set up, it caught my eye, and I love the color combinations or something. Yeah. And so I got them. But as I was preparing for this interview and I was looking at my work, I'm like, I gotta get some more work. So I need to come see you real soon.
You need to see what colors that you want, and then you can, have a color scheme in mind. So next time you won't be repeating colors.
Right, because I do. I want to be able to get through. But I think I'm doing pretty good. I got a nice array.
Yeah, you do. Because I know a lot of times people come and they always gravitate to the same colors that they used to get. I'm like, you in timeout on that color. They be like, how you going to tell me you can't? Because you already have 6 of those colors already. You need try something else. Branch out. Explore new horizons.
That's what's up. But before we get even further into this interview, I just want to tell the subscribers, make sure if you like and you're enjoying this My Dope Friend series, or you enjoying the whole Charm by B-Elite channel, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss another one of these dope interviews. I'm telling you, my friends are so family members. I know I've come because I wanted something custom for my sorority. I know you've done something for the pageant. Like, how does that conversation work between you and your customer for a custom piece?
So I have a website, and there's twofold. Mainly because I've been doing this on social media for 7 years. Mainly, I get a lot of IMs and DMs, right? And I try to like shuffle everybody to go to the website, because there is a questionnaire, and you can put down how you want your customization, and it just emailed me. And then they can I create a custom tab, and I have the colors. If they like golds, or if they like silvers, or if they like both, the rose gold, and all those different type of metals and things. And it can be very specific, except to the design part. So some people, well, it depends, because I have one customer, he'd be like, okay, men are way more fickle and particular than women. I just have to say. Oh yes. I have a customer, he's like, I want this bead, I like this bead, okay? I want those, give me another color, but I want these beads. But I want it north, south, east, and west. In my first year, I had someone order 3 sets, very specific. This, I want artists, and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, okay, autism, this, that, and the other. And this is in the beginning stages, so I'm like, oh, I can let my creative juices. So I'm like, okay. Part of your set is going to be ready in a couple of days. Okay. They didn't respond or something. I call, your set is ready. No response. And I call back the next day. Well, I've been in the hospital now. I was like, okay, well, you could just send it to PayPal. I don't have this and this, that, and this. And I was like, oh, okay. And I don't know if I waited a couple of days later and called back. Just say it was in the hospital. And then it was like, I'm in the hospital and you act like you don't care. I don't. This business. I don't know you. I'm sorry. I got burnt a lot in the beginning, and I learned my lesson, and I just had to let folks know this is not a friendship. This is a business.
Most entrepreneurs go through that. You know what I mean? We go through that period, especially when we're dealing with our friends and people we know, or, you know, a friend or family member sent them to us. We're trying to give them the best customer service and be as nice and understanding, but our bills are not understanding, and the overhead is not understanding, and like you said, your shipping cost and trying to get things done in a timely manner and all that stuff. Because trust me, had it been on the other foot, you was in the hospital, she still would have wanted her bracelet sets
immediately. Okay, immediately.
This business, you ain't got nobody working for you
before you got sick. Pre-COVID, I would have pop-up shops. I would have people who come VIP and come get items. No COVID, they come pick up their orders. It's either in the mailbox or I'm handing it off outside. It's so informal. Like, I can't stand it. But like, I don't know. This is the creative zone. Okay, so here is the lab, you know.
Very interested in, like, where do you find your inspiration? Are you out and about, you see something, you like, oh yeah, I got to put them colors together, or do you hear something on the radio? Like, what inspires you?
Everything, life. And it sometimes it probably weird people out, but they may have on an outfit with some colors that have a combination, and I'm like, can I take your picture? I want to make a bracelet with those colors, you know. And I do that a lot. COVID again is messing it up because I'm a people watch and I'm not out. I'm not doing that. My job usually I'm in the community, so I go from being in the community all day to stuck in the house. That's another thing that's kind of like draining my creativity. So COVID has been messing around. I won't say it's been messing things up, but it has made things, you know, you just have to find a different avenue. You can't stay on the same road all the time. So it made me switch lanes.
It seems like a lot of entrepreneurs, I mean, businesses, period, everybody's had to pivot somehow, you know, to make this thing work around COVID. You just been blessed with the type of business that you have, that even if I'm at home, I'm still want to be cute. Even on my Zoom calls, I want to be working. So, I mean, that's a good thing. So I couldn't imagine, you know, COVID hitting you too hard, like some of the businesses that definitely have to shut it down, you know, that are not essential. Because I think DeJuan is on his way, honey. He gave us that start morning, but I think it's coming back.
Yeah, next week we'll probably be shut down again. And but again, with adversity comes people being creative, finding different avenues. You can't leave out the house and your friend got a birthday party, go to the site, order some work, get it shipped to them.
Absolutely. What is your price range for the items that you design?
For regular off the rack, they range from $15 to $26, depending on the charm. Okay. However, when you get a customized, it may vary depending on what you ask for.
Okay.
I know, like now, those pave stones are really, really popular, but they expensive.
Oh,
so wow. I let folks know that, you know, one bracelet may be $30 and you don't get no charms because the beads cost so much. You know, certain obsidian stones and those things, the strand of those may cost me $56 and only like 30 beads on it. So it all depends on how they ask. I've been in vending shows and the lady was like, "Oh, those so cute." Like, what? how much? And the lady came and bought some. She was like, oh, girl, I thought that was like $5. I was like, no, I don't get out of bed for $5.
My friend. A little birdie told me that you were blessed to have a few celebrities rock some wristwork. We got celebrities getting that work now?
Yes, I have. Angie Stone has some wristwork.
Wow.
Anthony Hamilton has a couple of pieces.
Okay.
I did a vending event, and Bernadette Stannis from Good Times, she had wristwork.
Wow.
Dr. Umar has wristwork. Najee, the saxophone player, he has a couple of pieces of wristwork.
Okay.
So yeah, and I'm looking to add more.
Yes.
Because somebody's like, why you had celebrity wristwork bracelet design on your car? I said, because more than one celebrity wear my bracelets.
That's what's up. And it's crazy because you don't really boast that. You know what I mean? Like I don't see that all over your Instagram. Like you kind of solely rely on people knowing that celebrities out here working, rocking your work. I think that's great. That's why I said a little birdie told me. I knew of a few of them, but I didn't know all of those. So congrats to you, because that speaks volumes. I know, even though they got a lot of money, they still are particular about what they spending their money on. Yeah, so I think that's awesome.
And if it's cute, who cares how much it costs? If it's cute and you like it, you go get it. If it's $5, you be like, ooh, can I get 2? Or but
absolutely.
If you like it, you like it. Because actually, how Anthony Hamilton got his, my friend I grew up with, he was working at the Cadillac. What's that Cadillac? Crestmont? Mm-hmm. I guess. And he sells cars, and he had one on. And Anthony Hamilton begged him for it. It was a Lava Rock one. And he gave it to him. He like, Kelly, you got to give me another one because Anthony Hamilton just got your bracelet. And I'm like, what? He sent me the picture. And then I talked to him on the phone, right?
Wow.
And he was like, I really love this. And so I replaced my friend's bracelet. And I went to at his concert. And then he got a couple more pieces then. And one of the big highlights was one time, and I don't listen to the radio, but it was iHeartRadio. And somebody put on Facebook, Anthony Hamilton just shut out wristwork on iHeartRadio.
Oh,
and I was like, what is iHeartRadio? At least once a year, that I'm like, I don't know. My husband like, well, you better, but sometimes it be a lot, and
it gets overwhelming.
I just have to. Yeah.
But that's again the makeup of an entrepreneur. You go through your ups and your downs. You go through your highs and your lows. You know what I mean? And good for you that it's only once a year. For me, I'd be like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, but it has to be your passion and, really something that's in your heart, because like you said, your husband pushed you. My husband pushed me. When I look down at my 12-year-old daughter, she pushed me. You know what I mean? Like, no, I need to continue to be a role model for these young ladies. So I'm going to get on up and get it going. So I can imagine that's the same for you. But I want to engage the audience a little bit because I'm interested in knowing, and I know that you are. I want to know if you were to contact Kelly, because we about to give you all her contact information. If you were to contact Kelly today and she was going to make you a custom bracelet, what would it look like? What would it look like? I want to know the colors. I want to know, do you want some bling? I want to know, do you want some trinkets hanging? How many trinkets? You want it all going? Let me know in the comments, because I'm going to share all that with Kelly. And we might just have a little contest later. I might have to purchase a set. We're going to give it away at Charm.
We're going to see.
Yeah, we're going to have to see what's going on.
And they can come and get stacked properly.
Yes, come get stacked properly. Go get that work. Get that work. But before we go, I need you to shout out all of your contact information. We got your website. So if I wanted some custom work, I'm going to Wristwerk, and that's WERK, wristwerkcustom.com, and I'm going to put in all my little information, and you're going to get back to me and let me know just what that's going to look like. But then if I wanted to follow and see all these wonderful stories that you post and just bother you and DM you, where am I following you at?
Okay, so on IG I have two.
Mm-hmm.
I have Wristwerk Custom, and that's on IG, and I also have Reigning Queen, and that's like Reigning Reining Queen Queen. Um, and I kind of intertwine those. One is a more business, one is more personal, but I always slang work on both pages. Okay.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
And on Facebook, I have a Wristwerk page, so you could type in Wristwerk in it and it come up. And I'm not sure, you guys, maybe the video could show you a picture of the logo, because there are other people who use Wristwerk on that page that was a long time ago.
Okay.
And I had found out because the lady was like, I'm trying to order. And I'm like, you haven't been on here. And this was before I had the website. And she showed me a picture. And I was like, no, this is not mine. This is somebody else. So I also had someone local that's been using my name for a couple of years, and I was almost having to do a cease and desist because I own my name. Wristwerk belongs to me.
That's what's up. Yes. Well, it has been so much fun chatting it up with you, my friend, but it always is. It always is. We just kept it calm for the interview, but we usually be cutting up out here.
Yeah, we do.
But I miss you, my friend. I hate that COVID has taken away our happy hours and our lunch, our power lunches. Remember we had that power lunch?
Huh? Ooh, with the steak salad?
Yes.
And the Merlot?
Oh,
give me some more red onions, please.
You remembered the meal. That is hilarious.
Thank you for having me. Dope friends, have dope friends.
Yes,
I love what you're doing.
Keep
doing it. And I love that when you have something that you always think of me. You always like, hey.
And Kelly, it has been a pleasure, my friend. And for everybody else, thank you for tuning in to Charmed by B-Elite. This has been another one of my dope friend interviews.
Bye.